Hi there, welcome back to Author Journey. My name is CJ Anaya. Welcome if you're new to the channel. I hope that you'll stick around and subscribe so that you can learn more things about self-publishing and being an indie author, and also about traditional publishing and just all the ins and outs of this industry. Right now, I'm going to talk a little bit about formatting. I've had a lot of questions about how I format my books, who I hire, how much I pay, and the answer to that is I don't pay anything now that I have software where I can actually do all of that formatting for myself. And I actually freelance and format ebooks and paperbacks for other authors as well. So I want to talk to you about your options, because if you are the type of person who would like to take charge of the business end of this, and you would like to learn how to format your own books, but not have to deal with just how difficult it is to format in Word, because Word can be very dicey when it comes to headings and footers, and styles. It just can be very frustrating, especially for nonfiction when you're doing a little bit more formatting with subheadings and things like that. So Word and learning how to format, that was so frustrating for me, and so I was really excited when I found a couple of different programs. And I've been using Scrivener for a while, but I've also looked into a few other things that I can kind of integrate within this. So we're going to talk about that right now. What I have pulled up right here is a client's project. She said that it was okay if I used it. She said that was fine with her, so I got her permission, yay. And so I just wanted to show you that this is kind of what my setup looks like in Scrivener when I'm formatting things. A lot of people will, they'll put each of these into a chapter folder to break them up. I don't know why, but for me it just got so weird looking to have a chapter in front of each, like the folder, and put the document within each folder. So what I did is I just separated chapters, or I separate chapters by just having a new document, and then making sure when I do compile and I'm formatting it that I just make sure that there are page breaks between each file. So it's an easy fix. One thing that is very difficult if you're a PC user, and this is kind of the downside of using Windows PC, is that the Scrivener software for Mac has a lot more features, and it frustrates me so much because I have a PC. And so a lot of the things that I want to do in Scrivener I can't do quite yet, or I kind of have to hack my way through stuff and find different ways to go about doing what I want to do, simply because those options are not there for Scrivener PC like they are for Scrivener for Mac. So depending on what you have, I know that there are like diehard Mac users, and then there are diehard PC users. I'm Switzerland, I'm totally neutral, and I think that just has to do with the fact that I'm not very educated in either. I don't really know the pros and cons for each. I just basically grabbed what I'm used to, which is what I've seen, my family use, although I have like a sister who uses Mac and loves it. So I've used Mac before, and I don't have a problem with it either. I really, really liked it. And now I kind of wish that I had it, because then I wouldn't be dealing with this issue. But suffice it to say, getting around Scrivener and kind of learning how to use it has been very, very beneficial, even though it was a big learning curve. And some authors just don't want to mess with that. They don't want to deal with that, so they want to pay a formatter. That's completely fine. You can actually find some really good formatters online who will do it for about $200, $250. And then there are some who will even just do an EPUB for $49, or a Kindle version for $49. And if all you're looking is if you don't have like a lot of fancy stuff, if you just need the text there, just need to format it in a file, you might consider going that route. Or you might consider taking a look at this. This is a free, oh yes, I will save this. This is Kindle Create, and it's free. It's completely free to download. And what you can do is you can download this for free from Amazon, and it actually will format your ebook exactly how it needs to be for Kindle. And it doesn't have a lot of options. I mean, it's a free tool, but it does the basics for you, which is important. So you can't do like a ton of stylized things. You can't change a ton of things. But one thing I want to share with you, which I have to share a lot with my clients, is You can have all the styles you want in a paperback. That's going to show up and that's going to be fine. When it comes to e-readers, especially when it comes to Kindle, it only has, I think, 9 fonts. So it will allow readers to change the font of the actual body of the text to Georgia, I think Helvetica, Bakersville, or I can't remember now. I'm Palantino. I'm trying to remember all of them. I should have pulled them up. But a lot of times I get clients who want a lot of different fancy things in their ebook, and then I have to explain to them, I'm so sorry. We can do something cool with the headers and like the first, word or the first letter right at the beginning. But when it comes to just the body, if you wanted some just crazy fonts, A, it'll be hard for some people to read, and B, Kindle actually just overrides that no matter what you have formatted, because it's giving its readers the option to choose the best font for them out of the fonts that they provide, that they feel give the best reader experience, that they feel won't make your eyes go crossed, or you'll see things going blurry. I think I actually just crossed my eyes right now. Sorry about that. So there's not going to be crazy formatting when it comes to that. And but any really special fonts that you want to use, it will transfer over to Paperback, obviously. That will transfer over to a PDF file, so that's not a problem. So for authors who hit me up on Upwork and ask me to format their books into Paperback and ebooks, I always have to kind of qualify that first, because I had one client who was so disappointed that none of it stayed the same as far as the text that she had. And it was a fun text, but it just wasn't one that you could use for ebooks. If any of you have hacks for that, I'd be really interested to know, because I would love to make my clients happy in that respect. But from what I've researched, it's pretty much Kindle has set the standards as far as which fonts you're allowed to use, and they will just change it for you no matter what crazy font you have in the body of your text. Now, when it comes to chapter headings, this is actually a graphic that I created because she wanted something that looked really cool and different. And unfortunately, that's not really something that you can do with ebooks, not in Scrivener anyway, not with PC. It might be different with Mac. But I couldn't just design something in here. Probably what you could do is you could do HTML coding, different types of tags and place setters within the Mac version, because I have tried to do that in PC and it never worked. I always followed the guidelines. I always wanted to set the styles for the headers, put in the tags, did all of the coding correctly, followed it all the way through, and it still didn't work in PC. So I think it only works for Mac, which is so frustrating. Again, if you have a Mac, yay for you, because that will work just fine. So my way around this is by actually creating a small graphic in Canva. And this right here is a little stock photo that I thought looked sci-fi. She approved it, thought it was great. And then we kind of monked with the fonts and just the different ways we could do things. So this is a graphic right here. It's just an image. And what you want to be careful with when you're doing images in an ebook, images tend to make the file bigger. And if your file is way too big, then you're actually going to have to kind of pay a delivery cost to Amazon, like 30 cents or something per book for them to deliver it. So the way to get around that is actually really simple. Let me go into Scrivener and show you how to do that. So this image right here, you're gonna see image link. Do you see that? Oh, maybe I can pull it up again. Oh, go away. Okay, I'll just show you. What you do is you go to edit, you go to insert, and this is not going to look the same on a Mac, I'm aware. So if you already have this and you're going, ugh, but basically you need to get to the image link to file. That way it doesn't embed the image within the actual file. Instead, it just links it to the file, okay? And so when the image is linked to the file, it's the size of that image does not actually add to the file. So that's the way you get around that, is you can put that image in there, and then you're not adding or increasing the size of the file. You're just linking it to it instead of embedding it, which is super duper helpful. And so that's one way that you can have fun with those chapter headings, and just play with it like that, and add images and just make it nice to look at, make it pretty, make it nice to look at. One thing though that was really frustrating in Scrivener, when you want to do stylized things and make these look bigger, I also had to do an image, because Scrivener is gonna maintain the aspects of this style of the body text. It's all gonna be the same. So if you choose a specific text, like Garamond, I don't even know if I'm saying that right, it's going to keep it like that. So I can't format this differently. It's just everything is going to change once you get on Kindle. And so the way around that could be something in Mac. I'm not sure if there are capabilities in Mac. One thing I did is I just created an image and I really enlarged it, made it really big so that the first letter was huge. But you have to be aware that people can increase the size of the font. And if you have an image of a letter, it's not going to increase with it. So if you put a tiny, tiny little image and make it the same size as the rest of this, then this little T would stay the same and the rest of it would get bigger and bigger depending on, if people can't see it very well and have to make the font bigger. So one way that I went around that was just by making the first letter a lot bigger so that it still looks actually pretty cool when you do that. But just be aware that if you did that you would link that image there to the file, but you would need to make it really large and kind of stylize it to where it fits perfectly right there. So that when people make this bigger, this doesn't get overshadowed. This letter won't get overshadowed. So I had been monkeying with that and playing with that for a while until I realized that there were other options available, because this was me just going at it, a big learning curve, trying to find my way around Scrivener. And it's always hard to learn new softwares. And so I was just doing the best with what I had and getting some pretty good results. A lot of my clients were really happy with what I was doing, and they still are. And I'm pretty happy, and that was just stuff that I learned from formatting my own things, because you guys know me, I like to do this. I like to get involved and do this on my own. And I do like to learn stuff, but sometimes I push things off. I have this weird psychological tick where if I think something is going to be really difficult to learn, I will procrastinate. Even though it would just be better to learn it, which is why it took me so long to learn how to navigate WordPress. Oh, I'm such an idiot, because it really wasn't that hard. It was just very intimidating. And so once, I think the buildup and the anticipation of that's really the issue. So I kept putting off learning how to do other things and seeing if there were other possibilities with other software until about a week ago. And I'm kind of mad that I did that. And I should know better, because inevitably when I finally dig in and get into something, it's not as hard as I thought it was going to be. It may take a little time, but then I always benefit at the end. And so I get so frustrated with myself. I'm a little messed up. Anyway, so the other softwares I want to show you that can kind of circumvent this issue, it's just, let's go back to the Kindle Create. Okay, again, this does not have a lot of options, but it still has this option, which I think is cool. So if you were to come over here and just look at common elements, and maybe Amazon will begin to update their Kindle Create to make this better and to give you more options. You can actually just, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you. Pull my keyboard over here. Okay, so I'm gonna get rid of that T. Hello, let's undo that. Okay. Can I stop this? Why? Oh, clear. Okay, clearing it. So it takes it out. Sorry, I'm still learning. Guys. Okay, so we've got the T right here. You just set it right there, and what it'll do is it will format it. So if you take a look at this, it'll kind of show you what it's gonna do, and then you just click on it, and it formats it for you. And so it doesn't matter how big the font gets, that T will grow with it. Okay, so that was one aspect of formatting that was always so frustrating to me, because I always thought it would be cool to have those little stylized things there. I think it's fun. It's a nice little thing to do, nice little stylistic thing to add. So I always like to do that, and it always reminds you to save it. Thank you very much. So what I want to show you as well is that Vellum, and maybe you guys have heard of Vellum, also offers you a lot of options when it comes to style, more so than this Kindle Create, and it is expensive. It's if you want to be able to create unlimited ebooks and format them, super easy, and then also paperbacks, it's going to be $249. But I want you to consider, if you are the type of person who would like to format things yourself, and you would like to learn this, I want you to consider the fact that you get to do this unlimited, okay? So it's a one-time fee, and you would be paying that just once to have a formatter do this for one ebook and one paperback, or probably more. So it really is a great investment. It's only available for Mac. Again, when I was getting involved when I was looking at stuff and I found Vellum, I was so excited, and then I saw it was only available for Mac, and I was so frustrated because I saw the demo and I thought it was just so easy. It's so intuitive. It's so nice. Look at this setup right here. God, that looks so cool. And it has this style option. It has a few other header, chapter heading style options to choose. Do you see this? This is nice. You can insert your own images just like I did on the other one, and then it will format the titles for you and do this cute little ditty right here. I think it's so great. And then the printing, to do a print book, it looks like it would be easier than what I'm doing in Scrivener. I know how to do all of that stuff in Scrivener, but just these little stylistic things, these extra things, I just love them so much, and I like to be able to give that to my client because I know that there's just no better feeling than having your ebook just look so nice and you get so excited. Authors are nuts. We're all nuts. But that was something that I really wanted to do, and so I was very frustrated because I couldn't do it. I would have to go buy a Mac. I mean, it's a great investment, I guess, to have another laptop, but I don't really need one, so I was really frustrated. So then I found this. This is how to use Vellum on a PC. So you can always hack your way through something, and apparently there's a way to hack this. So the way to hack this is to actually rent a Mac online. Did anybody know that you could do this? I had no idea that you could do this. So basically, it's an online Mac thing, Mac computer, and you can rent. You can pay as you go, which I recommend. And it's $1 an hour. Cool. So basically, if you buy the Vellum software and download it, then what you do is you just pay as you go with the Mac online, and you can actually use Vellum with the Mac in cloud to format your ebooks on your PC, which I just think is so cool. So I'm really excited about this because I love this type of software, and I like to have different options. When I feel like something is limiting me, when software is limiting me, or certain things are not possible, then I'm always searching for a different way to make it possible, because I always want to be able to do the impossible, I guess, for myself and for my clients. But for me, it's better to have those options. So I really was very excited about this. So now I want to know what it's going to be like to work with Vellum and Scrivener, because I'm going to be doing all my writing in Scrivener. I'm probably just going to be setting everything up and formatting everything within Scrivener, and then just exporting it into a docx or just .doc document file. Sorry, I'm so tired right now. And then just importing it into Vellum, and then adding those few touches and different things that are they're just much more intuitive than what I was doing in Scrivener. So I'm really excited about that. Another thing that you can do if you can't afford Vellum right now, and I've already touched on this, is Kindle Create, okay? Yes, it only has one style as far as how your first letter would look, but it has different elements for your chapter title right here and your subtitle right there. If you didn't want to do images and you just wanted something that would quickly do that for you, that's about how it would look for the chapter title. That's how it would look for the subheading if you had one. And then title pages, it'll set up the title page for you and format it just like this, okay? It'll show you what that is gonna look like. And then it even has the formats and the templates for the title page, your dedication, your first paragraph. That's cool. I love that. Opening quotes if you have one. So it has all of that cool stuff. It even has copyright text. So this is free. Yay for that. One thing I loved in here that I could not do in Scrivener was the whole table of contents thing. I can do table of contents in Scrivener, but for some reason the table of contents was including the title page, and it was including the copyright page and the dedication page. So when you see those hyperlinks to be able to toggle back and forth, or to be able to click and go to first chapter, second chapter, whatever, there were links to take you to the title page, to the copyright page, and to the dedication page. And I was like, I really don't want those links showing up in my table of contents. It was so annoying. And I could not get them out of the Kindle ebooks that I was formatting in Scrivener. And I spent hours trying to figure out why the table of contents was automatically generating this hyperlink for the title page, and all of these pages that just weren't necessary to be linked to, they were included in the table of contents, and I was so frustrated about that. And so I was trying to do the things that I found online that teach you how to create your own table of contents manually. But the problem was it wasn't working on a PC. Probably all of those instructions would have worked on a Mac. So if any of you have a hack for that, let me know. But this completely fixed it. So what I did is I took all the formatting, finished everything, and I took her document, turned it into a Word document, and then I just imported it in here. And then I went straight here and did the table of contents entry. Okay, and I was able to exclude this. See, I didn't have to include that. Yay, that's so simple. I don't know why Scrivener doesn't do that. It really frustrates me. There are always pros and cons to every software you use, but that was really ticking me off. I was so angry. So I was able to take both of these softwares and use the best of both worlds, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And even though it was a steep learning curve as far as Scrivener went, and I'm sure there would be a lot to learn once I finally start using Vellum, it's nice to have all these options and to see what you're capable of and what you can do with it. Also, it's an investment. If you're the type of person who really wants to have full control over this, you pay for these things once, you get these updates for free, and then you can really start to make your books look fabulous. And you can even start freelancing and do it for other people who really just want to pay you. They don't want the headache, they don't want to deal with it, they want to have nothing to do with it. And so you can offer your services to them, and that is actually another way of earning more income, which was a video that I just posted about different ways that you can use your skill set to make more money to help you fund your author career. And this is another way that I'm doing that. I'm helping all sorts of authors, just formatting everything that they're doing and trying to help them with their books. And I don't charge a ton. I think I'm pretty respectable and competitive as far as pricing goes. So learn these skills if you can. If this is interesting to you and excites you, awesome. But if you're thinking, I really would just rather pay, then just go online and do a search. Honestly, that's the easiest way to find good formatters. And there are some good formatters either on Upwork or just companies that have websites where you could pay like $49 to get an ebook. I don't think that includes revisions. You don't have any control over back matter. You would have to go in and I think like pay $5 to $10 for each revision every time you need to add something. So that's kind of the con of it all. The pro of having this is that you have control and can go in and fix anything that you need to, especially as you get going and you're flipping through stuff and you're like, oh, there's a typo, crap, missed that, my editor missed that. Maybe things look a little funky, and so it's nice to be able to see this because you can actually preview stuff. You can take a look and see. Let's click on that. Yes, I would like to preview that. Are you going to let me? Yay. Okay, so you can see how that's going to look on a Kindle, on the phone, on an e-reader. Okay, isn't this cool? This is cool, and this is free. Yay for that. I love technology. I just procrastinate when it comes to learning it, and then I kick myself later because it wasn't that hard. So that way you can actually go in and say, oh, this is messed up, I really should fix this, rather than having to go back again and again to your formatter and have them fix it. So, another thing I wanted to show you, how the table of contents show up. So you can navigate by table of contents, and there, you've just got the glossary first. You don't have chapter 2, woo woo, I'm so excited. Okay, and then if you push this right here, it shows you exactly what's in the table of contents. Notice that I don't have the title page in here or the copyright page in here. It took all of that out when Scrivener wouldn't. Scrivener PC, I want to hurt you sometimes. So that was exciting. So sometimes you got to use combined softwares to get the result you want. I hate that. I would like to just have one thing that works so I don't have to use multiple things. but it's been good to learn all of this stuff. So you've got Kindle Create. I highly recommend that you at least it's free. Just go download it, try it. Even if you're the type of person who says, I really, really, really don't want to format my own ebook, all you got to do is import it in here, make a few choices as far as style goes. They don't have a lot of choices anyway. You could literally have your ebook formatted in like 20 minutes. That would be awesome. So at least take a look at that so that you don't have to pay anybody, and then it's automatically sized the way it needs to be, all for Kindle. You don't have to worry about any of that stuff. So take a look at this for sure. I'll put a link in the description box so that you can look at that. Also, if you're a Mac user, yay for you. I'm really jealous right now. I kind of wish I would have just started with Mac so I wouldn't be dealing with these problems. But if you're a Mac user, grab Scrivener or grab Vellum. I'm going to put links below to that, and watch the demos that they have on their websites. Just see what it's all about and what you're capable of. It's so intuitive, and it's so much easier than formatting in a Word document. There's so many things you have to worry about in a Word document. So check those out as well. I hope that this helped you guys. If you would rather have me format your book, just hit me up on Upwork. You can find me on upwork.com under CJ Anaya. I do a lot of freelance stuff, but I hope you'll look into all of these because it's just going to save you money in the long run. You won't have to keep paying for each ebook to be formatted. So anyways, I will talk to you guys later. Be sure to like this. Oh, if you have any suggestions as to other softwares that you found that have been really good for formatting, please let us know, because it's good for us to have options. Some software doesn't work for some people. Other people like things a little better. So choices are good. Options are good. Like, subscribe, and we will talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.